Hey guys, Steve here. Today we got to look at the patch notes for the update that's coming out next Monday, April 13th. This is actually the 1 year anniversary of the early release of the game, and I've been making these videos for a year. A lot of you have been along for the ride for the entirety of it. A lot of you have joined up, sometime after that. So I want to give a shout out to my viewers for the support of the channel. The growth has been amazing. It's been a lot of fun getting to know a lot of you guys and make content with you. So thank you very much for me. First off, with the update, it's kind of a mini update in terms of there's no major campaign, nothing too massive coming, but there's a lot of little tiny things coming here and there. I'll cover all the major things. There'll be a couple things I'll leave out, but I'll put a link to the patch notes here in the video description. You can check them out in full when you're done watching the video. So, first up, the Soviet battleships are indeed coming as early access, so there's not going to be any gap between the different classes of the Soviet Navy like they have with some other lines. Looks like we got Tier 3 Gangut, Tier 4 something called Peter Velicki, Tier 5 Ismail, and the Tier 6 Sinop. And then, of course, Tier 7 will come, the update following this one. So those will be here in early access. Same deal as the Soviet destroyers currently are, or any other early access that we've had where they're going to be available for, as a chance in the crates. Of course, you can earn a lot of crates through campaigns or missions, or you can probably buy them with either doubloons, or last time they allowed you to do credits. So that's how you get access to the Soviet battleships to start with. Of course, they'll be coming as a full release with the next update, so that's pretty interesting there. Looks like these battleships are going to have kind of their unique characteristics that we've been talking about from PC. Very inaccurate long ranges. This is kind of saying the turning point should be around 11 kilometers, and then very accurate close ranges. High citadels, good armor schemes when angled, so I think these are going to have kind of unique brawling type of play style. We'll be covering them, of course, extensively as the ships become available, but again, this is going to be early access. It does say the Tier 7 will be the Vladivostok. I know on the PC, I think there's two different tech tree Tier 8s, which would correspond to our Tier 7s, but that's the one we're going to get there. As for the destroyers, if you got the early access ones, of course, you got them out of the crate. You get to keep those. You keep all the XP you've earned, everything like that, so that's how that works. Tier 2 Dursky and Tier 7 Tashkent are also going to be now fully available to unlock. So for instance, if you have the Tier 6 Minsk and grind that out before the update, then you'll be able to unlock the Tashkent immediately, if you fully grind all the XP on that ship. So anything you get on those ships, mods, XP, that all stays. And the Soviet line will be fully released as a whole next update cycle, but we'll be able to get the majority of it, cruisers, destroyers fully released, and then the battleships, most of them will be early access, so you'll have a chance to get from the Soviet crates. Campaigns, they're going to have two. I think the update looks like it's going to be a 5-week cycle. It's going to be two little mini campaigns. The first one looks like the reward is the Kedrov battleship commander for the Russians, so if you've already gotten him over the course of time, you'll be getting a duplicate, which will make him legendary. Or if you haven't got him yet, you'll be able to unlock him so he's ready to go when the battleships are available. And then the second mini campaign is going to be for a Tier 2 Oleg ship. So this is gonna, they've been doing this a little bit lately where maybe they'll do two kind of full grindy campaigns and then do like a little mini kind of reset or break, if you want to call it, for one update cycle in between there. So that's kind of nice to give everyone a little bit of a breather. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, but there's plenty of good rewards mixed in there too. So don't sleep on those. Ranked is back. They've listened to the feedback myself, you guys, and many others gave about last season, and they're giving it shorter. They're going back to kind of the original ranked formats, which were shorter duration. You only got to deal with scrubs ruining your progression for smaller chunks. So season 4, we're gonna have tier 5. They do have new maps this time. It looks like Atlantic, Trident, Ring, and Fault Line. As far as I recall, none of those were in play last time, but I might be wrong. Anyway, season 4, tier 5. That's gonna go April 13th to April 27th. 13 ranks, and no more than 3 destroyers per team. No more than 2 players per division, and so on and so forth. Season 5, that's going to go May 4th to May 18th. That's going to be Tier 6, the first time we've gotten past Tier 4, Tier 5. Tier 6 is a lot of good ships, and I think there's probably the most ships available at Tier 6, so that should be interesting to see how that one goes. But that should be a lot more fun. I enjoyed rank the first 2 seasons. Ranked Season 3, I didn't even bother completing. It was just so nerve-wracking. So this is going to go back to the more enjoyable format, at least in my opinion. After that, looks like we got some quality life type of improvements. I've seen a few of them asked for, so some of you guys should be interested in this. Number 1, photo mode in the port. Looks like you can remove the HUD and then take pictures of the ships. That'll help me out for making thumbnails. Might be good for some of you guys. But the Hud Scaling, this one I actually was asking about the other day on my community contributor Discord. I got kind of a snarky response from Phil, but he was probably just keeping his powder dry knowing that it was coming. So this looks like it'll increase the size of the map and potentially all the other, the health bar and stuff like that. I'm more interested in the map. I mean, my TV is not small by any means, but I think having the map bigger would help see it a little bit. And then, of course, it might actually stick out a little bit to those who have trouble noticing that there is a map in the game, as we were talking about the other day. So that's a good thing for me. National voiceovers. This one's going to be good. So you're going to be able to set it up so each ship, instead of just having the English-speaking commander, or whichever language I presumably you're playing in, just applies to all of them, but you'll be able to set it up so each nation's ships will have a guy speaking in that language. This will be great. I like the alternate nations because you don't have to listen to people saying Neptune's beard and annoying you. They can say it in Deutsche all they want. I won't understand it, so I like that. It also says it includes Jerzy Swirsky, who's the Polish guy. It's a little bit of a... I don't know if it's a bummer or not, but it says, please note the setting overrides the Azur Lane voiceovers. So keep the setting as is if you enjoy hearing the anime commanders. I don't understand why that is. I mean, you can have the national voiceovers, and then if they're happen to be the Japanese anime chicks, then that should override the national settings, in my opinion. I'll give them that suggestion. It's not a huge deal. Obviously, you can switch it back and forth, but rather than having to take an extra step, just have it set up like that would be my suggestion. Anyways, this one's a little bit, it says small, but albeit significant changes to the spotting mechanics. Any ship that fires a main battery will remain visible to any ships that would spot her at any distance for 3 full seconds, even if said ship moves behind cover or outside of radar detection zone. So what I think they're saying is if you're spotted and then you move behind an island, you won't immediately drop spot until that 3 seconds takes place. That's how I'm interpreting that. It says if a ship fires a salvo from the main battery and there's no one to spot said ship, her increased visibility radius will last only 2 seconds. I think it's 3 right now, I can't remember, but minor tweak to that. And then otherwise, the increased spotting range after firing the main battery is valid for 20 seconds. That's if you're detected and continue to be in a line of sight. So, bit of a change there. We'll see how it plays out. Haven't had a chance to think about that too much, but that could be interesting. We got some new ships coming. The new Green XP or Global XP, however you guys call it, ship will be Prince Eugen, similar to the Hipper as far as I understand, but it says it's main battery reload booster equipped. So those were the consumables I was expecting to see on the French cruisers back when those came out, but perhaps they'll bleed into that line at some point. But they are introducing the reload booster consumable on this ship at least, so that'll be interesting. Then we got something called 1 Year Strong Boise. It must be some, special edition of the Boise. Boise's a great ship if you haven't seen that one. And then other premiums: Tier 5 German battleship Prince Eitel Friedrich. That ship's pretty good from what I understand on the PC, if I recall. Tier 6 Soviet destroyer Leningrad. Don't know that much about that one, but of course we'll be checking these out when they're released. And then Tier 6 British destroyer Cossack. I don't think that was the one that was canceled, was it? You'll have to remind me in the comments. There was one that was coming out this update that's canceled, and I guess it was probably due to it being a dud, because that's the only reason I can think of. Anyways, those will be available throughout the update cycles. And then VE Day permanent camouflages for Minsk, Alabama, New Orleans, Texas/Texas Alpha, and Eagle, which is the only non-goofy Tier 2 ship that I don't have. So that'll be interesting, getting some more permanent camos. I mean, Texas and Texas Alpha already have them, and presumably Eagle, and Minsk, well, yeah, just the New Orleans and Minsk are tech tree ships, so anyways, we'll get some alternative camos for those. Hopefully the Alabama's like a crazy American flag one. Anyway, it looks like I'm running out of time here. There's just a couple more miscellaneous things that aren't that noteworthy anyways. So that's going to do it for that one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Questions, comments, leave below. I want to hear how you guys think about this update. And we'll see y'all later. All right, peace.